All right. You're muted. I can't hear you. Okay. I'm going to get started. I just want to start a little bit with my story and how I became a part of Beachbody. I did Beachbody like 3 or 4 years ago, where I was very successful, but there was no accountability group with it. There was no, like, they literally were like, hey, do you want to do this? And I was like, yep, like I need something. And I signed up and then they let me go. Like they were just like, okay, here you go. So when Ashley approached me in, I think it was like March, she said, and all I needed was somebody to ask because I had previously tried to start in January and I did like a week of it. And then we went away, my mom and I and Aaliyah went away to New York. And I was like, oh, well, all the good things are here. So I'm going to eat it all. And I completely stopped. So all I needed was somebody to ask me to get started again. And that was it. But the difference this time was the challenge group and the accountability group that came along with the challenge pack, and how the community that it was made and the friendships that are made through the group. So I, and that's pretty much it. Like I needed somebody there to keep me accountable daily, for me to check in, because I'm competitive a little bit, and I needed, like, I saw Susie logging her workouts and logging her shakes, and that made me want to do it too. So that is why I am huge on the challenge groups, because that's how I started and that's how I've gotten the success that I've gotten in this. Was somebody to hold me accountable, but also the community and the encouragement and everything that comes along with it. So real quickly, I just want to go over what most of you are doing. Morning Meltdown 100. There are some of you that are not. And if you're not, you can talk to me, but I definitely suggest doing 21 Day Fix real time. That's probably the best program to start with if you're not sure on like what program to do. I know some of you just have the Beachbody On Demand app. So, and once you're ready, let me know and we can get you started with a challenge pack. But for now, that's what I would suggest to you. But for those of you that got Morning Meltdown, I'm going to quickly go over what comes in your pack, because some of you didn't get the pack yet. So you get this Get Started like pamphlet, and it just literally goes over what each day the workouts are, a little bit about the B100 book, the nutrition guide, the steps that you should be taking as far as like how to start. So that's a nice little guide to get you started with. And again, that's why I'm here. If you have any questions, ask me. They also give you a really awesome nutrition guide, which also doubles as a recipe book. So they give you recipes. And I think everybody on here is doing the Ultimate Portion Fix with it, like the color-coded containers. So the cool thing about this is they give you the recipe, and then at the very bottom here, they give you the container counts for that recipe. So if you look through here, you're meal planning and you're like, ooh, that looks really good, I want that, you can account for your containers for that day. That is how I meal plan. I literally go through, or I find a recipe and I'm like, ooh, that looks good, I want that. And then I figure out my grocery list and everything from that. So you also get this, which is really cool. And there's some really good, I haven't made any yet, but I'm going to, recipes in this book. You also get this cool poster to hang up. You find the best place for you. We hang it on our fridge and we just check off as we go. But it's a really cool way to, get you started, and you feel accomplished when you put that check mark up. So they give you like 1 through 20, 20 through 40, and so on and so forth. Every 20 workouts is a different phase. So you start with phase 1, and once you hit the 20 workouts, then you move to phase 2, and it's kind of like a step up from phase 1. But the good thing is, like, okay, you're not as strong here. Now you're getting a little stronger, a little more stronger. So even though the workouts are getting harder, you're getting stronger and you're going to improve also. And it's okay. Like yesterday we did lit cardio, and we literally had to push pause twice because it was literally 20 minutes long. It wasn't longer than 20 minutes, but we had to pause twice because we needed to catch our breath, or else we wouldn't have been able to go to the next move. And that's just it. If you have to press pause, you have to press pause. The really cool, this is really neat. It's a hardcover B100 like journal book. So you can go in here and it's really, really pretty. She does a really good job. But like at the bottom here, when you get it, and actually I want you guys to do that this weekend, it's I commit to 100 workouts. No matter how you get there, you can double it up. You can, do 1 workout a day. You can do 2 workouts one day, skip a day. There are built-in recovery days, but it's really cool. Like it's just really pretty, and she gives you activities to accomplish as you go along. Okay. So I want to kind of break down meal planning for you guys and how simple it can be. Like you don't have to make it hard at all. I literally will say I normally pick out, I normally have like 3 days off a week, 2 to 3 days. It just depends. So I will be like, okay, I'm going to make dinner those days, but all the other days I work. So to make it super simple, I figure out basically what I'm going to want to eat, and I prepare it all. I put it in the fridge already pre-portioned. So I grab my containers, I fill literally like strawberries, like I'll fill strawberries and I'll put it in a bag in the fridge. So all I have to do is grab it, and I know that that's a 1 purple. Okay. So a lot of times to keep things simple, especially when I'm busy and I'm working, I will get rice. I normally do like a mixture of cauliflower rice and rice. I do sauteed peppers and onions. I cook off a lot of chicken, a lot of ground beef for like tacos. But basically asparagus, broccoli, any kind of vegetable that I don't want to make, I put it all in a container, and then I just grab as I go. Like I literally have it all portioned out, so I know that's what I want tonight. I'm going to grab it. How to use the containers. Okay, so the containers are, you get all these little containers, and they're already pre-portioned packages. So the purple is a fruit, the green is a vegetable, the red is a protein, then you get a yellow one, which is a carb, you get a blue one, which is a healthy fat, and then you get an orange one, which is like excuse me, for like your teaspoons or whatever. But when you go, and I'll show you guys how to use all these, or use them, what food can go inside of them. But basically you get a list and say, okay, purple's fruit. This is the list of fruits you can have. And it's a large list. Like, it's not like they're depriving you on food. But basically if it can fit in the container and you can put the lid on it, you can eat it. Okay. And it counts as 1 purple. So if you're going to have 2 things of strawberries, that's going to count as 2 purples. Like, when I say it's simple, it's simple. So what do you do if you're hungry? So a lot of times what I tell people to do is, number 1, drink a cup of water. Like, if you feel like you're hungry, a lot of times we eat out of habit rather than eating because we're hungry. So if you are hungry, I say drink a cup of water. If you're still hungry, I would then incorporate a green, like another vegetable. if like all your containers are gone basically and you're still hungry, I would incorporate another vegetable and then maybe move on to another protein. But I would start with the water and then I would, you know, move on from there. What if you can't get all your food in? So that was, I think, a big one. Like that was a big one for me when I first started because I was at one of the highest brackets you could have. So I had to eat, this is a cup. I had to eat 7 of these in a day. I had to eat 5 of these in a day. I had to eat 6 of these in a day. So it's a lot of food. Like I promise you, you will not be deprived. But basically, if you can't eat it all, what I'm going to tell you is make sure you're eating a variety of the colors. Okay, so don't just eat all your purples and none of your reds. Make sure you have a variety of everything. Also, you want to make sure that you're fueling your body. It's not about, like I said before, we eat out of habit. So when we think we're hungry, we go grab a bag of chips or we go whatever. So when we're fueling our body, number one, your workouts are going to be awesome. I was just telling my mom that we weren't necessarily eating horribly, but we weren't eating to the plan. So what was happening was we weren't fueling our bodies in order to make it through the workouts. And then you feel horrible for the rest of the day because you're like, crap, I didn't crush that workout, but it all stems from your nutrition. So I now, 4 months ago, I would never looked at it that way. I was eating to eat. I was eating out of habit. Now I look at it and I say, okay, I'm fueling my body so I can get through my day and crush this workout. So that's a huge thing. The biggest thing that I can say also is that this is a lifestyle change. It is not a diet. Okay. People want to say, how's your diet going? And I always look at them and I say, this is not a diet. It's a lifestyle change. And then they're like, oh, you just ate a French fry. Yeah, I did. And I don't feel bad about it. So it's okay to indulge and to grab that French fry, have that ice cream. Don't feel guilty about it, because as soon as you start feeling guilty about it, that brings your whole demeanor down and it's just over from there. Also, like I said, it's okay to indulge every once in a while. Not a big deal because, like I said, it's a lifestyle change. But what happens after, well, now we're doing 100 workouts. So what happens after the 100 workouts? The first thing that I know I used to do was I'd be like, oh yeah, I finished it. Woohoo. Let's go eat ice cream, wings, and pizza. I've now come to the realization that, yeah, that's all great and dandy. 1, I'm going to feel like shit afterwards. And 2, I've learned that, like, I just hit my 40 pounds and my goal when I hit 40 pounds was to go get a massage. I got a package for my birthday of a massage, a pedicure, and a facial. Once you hit your goals, instead of making it about food, let's make it about something else. Make it about going to schedule yourself a pedicure or getting that facial or buying that swimsuit or dress that you wanted, rather than spending the money and making yourself feel like crap with the food that is the reason that you're here, kind of, you know? So let's focus on that. Also, I don't expect you to be perfect. I know life happens. Stuff happens. No one's perfect. So that's not why we're here. We're not here to be perfect. We're here to encourage each other. If you screw up, if you go off track for a couple days, it's okay. You come back and you kill it. Like, you don't hold any guilt, because that's when you get off track. And that's when you stay in that slump of crap. I didn't do it. And now I'm just going to continue to not do it. I was that way for a really long time. And that's why 3 years ago, when I lost all the weight, I looked great. I felt great. And then summer happened and I started eating all the fair food. This summer, I did that. I ate the fair food, but then I got back on track and I continued that. Like last night, I had a little thing of ice cream, and that's okay. Like, it's really okay to indulge, but don't beat yourself up over it. Okay. Real quickly. So that kind of covers nutrition a little bit. I'm going to share my screen in a minute and go over um, the Beachbody app and show you all that. But real quickly, I want to share with you the weekly check-ins. I'm going to hold weekly check-ins. So every week, I want you to send me your weight, your measurements, and your pictures. Okay. And again, I'm going to do points if you send me all this stuff. So that way I can keep track and then send you gifts and reward you for doing what I'm asking you to do pretty much. So as far as pictures go, I encourage you, and I didn't do this in the very beginning, and I'm pissed that I didn't, to take pictures, get uncomfortable, because it's going to be uncomfortable because you don't like necessarily the way that you're looking. Some of you may, and I appreciate that 100%, and I'm not saying this in a bad way, but I didn't like the way that I was looking, which is why I didn't take the pictures, but I wish I would have. Find 3 or 4 different outfits, and tight ones. Like I don't know if you guys saw my pictures, but I did ones where like I almost couldn't even button my pants and I was bulging. Okay. Find a swimsuit that's too tight. Find a shirt that's too tight. Find a pair of pants that's too tight, and take pictures in them, because sometimes the scale doesn't show us everything. And I don't want you guys to get obsessed with the scale, because a lot of times what happens is you're gaining muscle, you are drinking a lot of water. So some of that is from water. So I don't want you to focus on the scale. So if next week you're actually a pound heavier, but your pictures are showing differently. And a lot of times it took me a long time to see that I actually I didn't lose the weight, but I lost inches. So that's huge. So again, on Sunday, and if you want to do it earlier, I want you to send me your weight, your measurements, and your pictures. And the best way to do that is through email or text message. So I think you all have my phone number, but email is also a great way, because then I could just keep them. I don't share it with anybody unless I ask you, basically. That's the only reason I would share it to begin with, is if you have an amazing transformation, which all of you are going to kill it, and I know you are, but I will not share it if you don't want it shared. Okay. It's just from my knowledge to keep you accountable and to, help you along with your journey. Real quickly, I just want to show you how to log. I think most of you have done it, but for the new ones, because we did have a couple people sign up today. Woo woo. For the new ones, I want to show you, if you go to your My Challenge Tracker app, okay, and you go down here to this plus button, it's going to show you, I don't think you guys can see that. It's really hard. But it's basically going to say workout, and it's going to say Shakeology. There's a little plus screen here. You would press it, and then it's going to pop up. You can write your recipe of what you had that day in your Shakeology to give other people ideas if they're not loving it at this time, or if they're like, ooh, I want to try that, or whatever. You can write your recipe. And then there's an add photo button, and we want you to take a Shakeology selfie. Again, get uncomfortable and take selfies. And then at the bottom here, I don't know if can you see that? Hardly, right? At the bottom here, no, you don't want to push that. It says share note with group. And right now it's not on. If you push the toggle button, it will turn blue. I can't do it because I just shared already, but there's this toggle button down here with 3 little people. If you push that, it's going to turn blue, and then we will be able to see in the group your selfie and what your recipe was for the Shakeology. Okay. And then you would hit add your Shakeology. Also, like I said before, make sure you're encouraging everybody in this. We only have a couple minutes left, so I want to quick share my screen. Okay, so let me make this bigger. Okay, so when you log into the Beachbody, it's going to look different for everybody, whether you're logging in under the on a computer, on your phone, or like on your TV. We have ours on our TV also. But you want to go up here and you want to hit log in and you want to put your information in, and it will take you in. Now, what I'm going to show you is, number one, how to get to Morning Meltdown 100. If you go under fitness, oh, it already popped up for me, but that's because I already have been doing it. But if you go under workout programs, fitness, and then you go to Morning Meltdown 100. Now, some of you will not have this because it's not open to the public yet. So the people that have just Beachbody On Demand, you won't have the ability to do this. But down here, it shows you the nutrition guide and the 89 workouts that are released. The people that haven't started day one yet, I would suggest going through, watching the getting started video, watching the introduction to Morning Meltdown nutrition, and then going into down here, the mini meltdown workout pack. Because if you start today, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, if you start the mini meltdown pack today and do all 5 of them, you'll be set for phase 1, day 1. If you don't finish it and we start day 1, that's okay. But what these are doing is saying that getting you prepared for the moves, because some of the moves are kind of tricky sometimes. Don't get discouraged. Just keep going. If you have to press pause to understand the move and rewind, that's okay too. So that's what I would suggest for you guys. And then when phase 1, day 1 starts, it's down here and you would just hit play. Okay. Also, I want to go into show you how to get to Ultimate Portion Fix. Also, if you go into program materials, it's everything that you get with the Morning Meltdown 100 kit that comes in the mail. So if you lose something or if you need to find something out, you can go to any one of these and it's in PDF form. And I know Nikki did that. That was pretty cool. I didn't even think about that, Nikki. Just putting the tracker on your iPad and just checking it off as you go until you get your. Okay, so the next thing at the top, nutrition. You have your 2 choices between Ultimate Portion Fix and 2B Mindset. I'm going to be honest, I don't know anything about 2B Mindset. I've always done what is now called Ultimate Portion Fix, and all of you got the containers with Ultimate Portion Fix. So when you go in here, you want to go to videos, and it's going to show you all the modules and all the videos. There's 7 modules, and I want to say there's like 5 videos. Oh, they just said running out of time. We've removed the 40-minute time limit. Oh, love it. Awesome. Thank you. So it's what I'm going to suggest to you is if you have the time when you're sitting in bed late at night, instead of scrolling through Facebook, I would watch these modules because that's what I did. But if you don't want to, and I don't suggest it, so I'm not saying that that's okay, but I would suggest watching numbers 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That's going to depend on which path you choose. For most of you, I would say you're going to do Foundation Fix, and that's the simplest one there is. You can do Time Nutrition if you have the time. That one's a little harder. That's what I did the first time, and I got great results from it. But for the most part, I stick with Foundation Fix. So 7 and 8, 10, 11, 14, 16, 19, 21, and 26. And they range anywhere from 4 minutes to, I would say, like 15, 16, 17 minutes. I already talked to you about if you're not doing Morning Meltdown, you should be doing the 21-day fix, because I think that's a great starter. Like I said, that's what I started with. Okay, also resources. If you go under the resources in Ultimate Portion Fix, it's going to give you all of the PDF forms for everything that they have when you buy the actual program. So if you go down here, and go to Containers 101. You click calculate your calorie target, okay? And this is gonna pop up. This is gonna tell you where you should be, what bracket you should be in. So that way you're gonna also then find out how many of each container you should be eating, okay? So go down here and we're all working out. So you're gonna do, if you're working out, and we're working out moderately, because it's only, even though we're working out hard, because it's only 20 to 30 minutes, we don't want to say it's an extreme workout, because it's not. If we were doubling up, then if you were doubling up every day, then yes, I would say it's extreme and you should calculate with the extreme. But since most of us are just doing one workout, maybe doubling up every once in a while, I would say just do the moderate. So you take your current weight, you times it by 11. That's going to find you your maintenance. Then you take your maintenance weight and add 400 to it, or your caloric rate. I'm sorry. That's going to make you find your caloric. Then you take the caloric and add your maintenance, the 400, to find your maintenance weight. Okay. If you're not looking to lose weight, like my mom's not looking to lose any more weight, she would do the take her weight, times it by 11, and then add 400 to it, and that's where she will be as far as the bracket goes. If you are looking to lose weight, you would then take that number and subtract it by 750, and that's going to give it your target. So real quickly, because I haven't done my new calorie bracket yet, so I want to do it right now. So I'm going to take my number, times it by 11, add 400, then subtract 750, and it comes to 2,059. So what you want to do next is you want to go back to this, and you want to pick, what do we want to do? We want to, I can never find that worksheet. Hold on, bear with me. Maybe it is in there. I didn't think it was. No, it's not. But basically what's going to happen is they're going to give you, oh, here we go. Okay, so I think I'm in C now. Yes. So at the top here, see how it says 1,800 to 299? I fall in between that. So I'm going to be eating in that plan. So you would just have to go through and figure out where you fall. And then if you go down, it shows you like what all the containers, which color represents. But now here is where it's going to show you the container count and what I should be eating each day. So I should be having 5 green, okay? I should be having 3 purple. I should be having 5 red, 4 yellow, which is in here, 1 blue, and then 1 orange, and 5 teaspoons. Okay, so that's your way of trying to figure out where you fall as far as the portion containers go. And let me tell you that these work. Like, I know they look silly and it looks like the rainbow and all of this, but these work. Like, if it wasn't for this, I wouldn't be 40 pounds lighter today. And yes, the workouts are fine and dandy and they're great, and I love the workouts, but the nutrition is where it's at. That's what's going to help you 100%, which is why I asked all of you to get these, because you guys are gonna rock it as long as you're using these. Oh, Fixate Cooking Show. Oh, wait, one more thing with this. So if I go back and I go back down to module, let's see, module 3, and I go to the food lists. Here is where it shows you what the best foods are to eat for each container. So It starts with your best food to eat at the top. So kale is the number one. And then it goes down from there. Okay. And it goes all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. What Autumn says is the first third of the list are your best things to eat for that container. So anything below that you can have, but they're not nutritionally the best for you. Okay. So this, you can have all of this. And then we go down and it shows us all the purple foods, all the fruits. And then we go down and it shows us all of the reds we can have, all of the proteins. Okay. And then same things with yellow, everything that's great to eat with yellow. And blue, your healthy fats. Orange, the orange container is a hard one to get in a lot of the times. To be honest, a lot of the times I don't eat the orange, but every once in a while I'll add like sunflower seeds to my salad. Like I get salads from Wawa a lot and I'll add sunflower seeds. The Fixate, some of the Fixate dressings are really good. I don't make them often, but they are good. And then your teaspoons, what they consider your teaspoons and how, that's, you know, I use a lot of peanut butter and almond oil or almond milk is considered a teaspoon. So I use that in my shakes sometimes, but this is really great. And as you can see, there's a lot of food on here. So if you're a picky eater, I know there's some of you on here. If you're a picky eater, you have your options. Okay. And then real quick, I just wanted, before we end, I'm sorry it's taking so long. If we go back to Beachbody On Demand, nutrition, and we go down, there is the Fixate cooking show, which is awesome. If you go into, this shows you an overview of, you know, what it is. Basically, it's Autumn, who is the creator of Ultimate Portion Fix and 21 Day Fix, and her brother, who is a chef. So you know the food's good because he's a chef. But it shows you, if you go into videos, it's just circling. Oh, here we go. It shows you and it gives you videos on how to make every single recipe that they have. So whatever you're looking for, if you're looking for breakfast ideas or snack ideas or dessert ideas, that's a huge one. My mom and I were just talking about that, how sometimes we get that craving. And a lot of times they'll use Shakeology to, in the desserts. There's cocktail ideas. So if you shouldn't, not that you shouldn't be drinking, that's the wrong words, but if you are drinking, here's a great way to drink and use that in. Recipe or entree ideas, anything like that, really, really great. And it comes with, you know, the video of them making it. And then also with this, if you go into resources and you hit recipes and you hit recipe list, it's literally going to pull up all of the recipes in their cookbooks, or not in their cookbooks, in the cooking show. And then it gives you the recipes with it. So it's really, really awesome that you have this at your fingertips with the Beachbody On Demand. There's some really great recipes. I've used a couple of them and they're so, so good. But like I said, and all of these are in the cooking show. So if you want to see how to make them, it's a really good way. But all right, that's pretty much all I have. If you guys have any questions, just let me know. I know that was a lot thrown at you tonight. I'm going to unmute my mom. Do you have anything to say?
No, I'm just really excited that everybody has made the decision to do this, because it really has changed, you know, our lives, both of our lives. So, and you know, the food that we make is really good food. And like I said, I started with the nutrition first. So, you know, I knew the food that we make that she was making actually is very, very good. We just had to do the portion control. I remember, like she said, when we first when we did this a couple years back, I did that also with her. I kind of laughed at the containers, because they're, you look at them out and you're like, what the hell is this? But it ends up being, a lot of food. Now, I didn't have as many containers, so I was always struggling, but it works. It just works. I always ended up with something extra.
Yeah. And also Autumn does a really good comparison in those videos that yes, you might think you're eating healthy. You might go to a restaurant and have a huge salad, but then everything that's on that salad is adding up in calories. The dressing, half the time they like load the dressing on. So that's a huge tip. Like if you're going out to eat, I've gotten pretty good at it where I can kind of look at it and say like, okay, this is going to be 3 greens, but dressing on the side, number 1. If there's croutons on it, just ixnay the croutons. Like really, you don't, if they're there, you're going to eat them. So if they're not on them, you won't. And like things like that, you will learn how to customize to, it doesn't mean you can't go out to eat. These containers do not mean you can't go out to eat. And there's I think she has a whole video on eating out. Lose the bun if you get a burger, or get it in a lettuce wrap. I've done that plenty of times. Red Robin does a really good job at that kind of thing. One more thing that I wanted to talk about, I've talked to my mom about it since, I live in her house. We thought that it might be fun, and I want to hear feedback from you guys. And we thought that it might be fun for those of you that are local to maybe get together, maybe do like my coach actually just had a bar. It was called Barbells and Brunch. But basically get together, do a workout, and then have everybody kind of bring like some kind of food, a recipe that you found that is equivalent with the containers, but everybody bring food, and then we can hang out and we can discuss our journeys in life and all this kind of stuff. So I thought that might be something fun for all of us to do, because this group is like really awesome, and I'm super excited that you're like my first group. So I thought that might be fun. So maybe that's something that we could do over the next 100 workouts, because that's crazy. Because guys, once you do this, like I forget what day it was. Oh, workout 8 and 9 we did together. It was MeltCon and Fight
Club.
And Fight Club, she like unleashes, and like she's like, what are you unleashing on? And like you're like punching in the air and like all this stuff. But something emotionally like got to me, and afterwards I sat outside and I cried, because like it was just like not a bad cry, but you don't realize that you have something in there that you're unleashing on, and it's just awesome. So
guys, that happened for me too.
Yeah,
it happened for me in yoga, and I don't know what it is. It's just something, I don't know, like now it's just it's something amazing, and I hope you all feel it,
yeah. So once you accomplish this 100 workouts, like that is a huge accomplishment. However you get there to those 100 workouts, that's huge. And I was watching before they released it to anybody, any of the coaches, anything, they had a test group, and I was watching the reactions from the test group of the 100 workouts, and everybody was just like bawling, tears, like the whole 9, the cast, everything. So it's really, really cool. I'm super excited that you guys are joining us on this. If you have any questions, if you want to, I'm going to try and hold a weekly call. Since this is a longer group, I'm going to try and hold a weekly call just to get on, say hey, see where you guys are at, do some Q&A, that kind of thing. If you guys are interested in that, that would be great. If not, then that's fine too. But yeah, all right, I am done talking. It's been longer than what I wanted, but all right, I'll see you guys later. Have a good night.